welcome to Sarah's Stamping Retreat. Today we're going to be making some quick and simple gift tags using this ephemera pack from Artemio, and I'm just going to lay these out on here so you can get an idea of what you get, but there's also a picture here, and it's a really gorgeous little pack. You may have seen me creating some cards with these in the coordinating paper the other day. If not, I'll link to that below. You can see you get a really gorgeous selection from some little sentiments, some kind of key topper pieces, some bits that you can kind of build up to make a topper. So we'll be using those on our tags today. We'll also be using a bit of paper from this coordinating Let It Snow paper pack. And I'm just going to flick through this really quickly because there's 30 sheets. They're all different, but it's a really nice coordinating item if you like this style. I think it's just so gorgeous with the muted colours and the kind of really whimsical designs. So I've really enjoyed playing with this pack. You can see there's a really nice mixture of designs, lots of bits that you could kind of cut out, as well as kind of really subtle kind of backgrounds that add like nice texture in the background. So let's go on and make some tags. Okay, so we're going to be creating 5 quick but pretty tags today. So I'm going to just use a piece of this paper. This is from the pack, but some of the bigger pieces, like those big wreaths, I'm never going to use the whole sheet as it is because obviously it's 12 by 12 and I'm not going to use the wreath as it is on a card or a tag or anything, so I've cut it up into pieces. If you watch my video where I made cards from this pack, then I've used pieces of this same paper on a card. You can see it's this wreath piece and I've just used a piece kind of out the middle, and for context this is how I used it on a card, so both of these pieces are from that same wreath sheet. So don't feel like you need to use all these pieces of paper in the way that they're set out in the pack, because they're really lovely cut up too. So then I've got just a piece of minty greeny cardstock, and I'm going to use this Alex Siberia Designs Christmas Sentiments set of stamps because it's really pretty and it has loads of different sentiments on it. So I'm going to use this We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and I'm just going to heat emboss that onto here. And I'm going to use my opaque bright white embossing pad from Wow. And then I'm going to take this. I should have mentioned that that's 2 by 4 inches. And I'm just going to use this tag topper punch. Now I don't think that this is made anymore. There are loads of different things out there that you can use to make tags. Whether you've got dies, or if you don't have any of those things, simply just punch the top and just cut the sides on a diagonal to make kind of a traditional tag shape. So then I want this to go across here, and then I'm just going to chop off the excess around the back, and then I'm just going to add on these 3 little trees from the ephemera pack. I'm going to glue on the 2 end ones, and then I'll pop the middle one up on fine pets. Then I'm going to grab some of this green ribbon, and the way that I like to add ribbon onto tags is to fold it in half, poke the folded bit through, and then have that come through there, and then I can just trim off the ends so they're nice and neat. So there's our first tag done. So then my second tag I'm going to keep incredibly simple. And I'm kind of doing this on purpose because I think sometimes we feel like everything we make has to have all sorts of things on it, and if you can do it in a couple of minutes then it doesn't really count, or I do anyway. And sometimes something that doesn't take very much time can be just as pretty. When you've got a lot of things to make, then it's quite nice to have some that aren't too stressful. So I'm just going to use this Dusty Rose ink from Artemio. I'm going to stamp on my Sending Blessings. It's from that same Alex Iberia Designs set. And then all I'm going to do is just add this on some foam pads. And then I'm going to use some of this ribbon. So then we've got a pretty little tag. It's taken us next to no time. So then for this next one, I'm going to stamp the Happy Holiday sentiment onto here. I'm going to heat emboss it again. And use that same white embossing powder. So then I've got a tag that I'm going to make up in a similar way to the first one. But I kind of want this bit at the top, and then I'm going to tear a bit off so that it's just the white showing underneath. And then I'm going to glue that on. And then I'm going to use the same tag punch that I used last time. So I'm going to add this across the bottom. I might add that on some foam actually. And then I'm going to add on my disc. And I'm going to use some of the pink ribbon again. So then there's that one. So then for this one, I thought I'd take advantage of the fact that these layer up really nicely over each other to make a shaker tag. So what I'm going to do is just add some tape around the outside of here. So then I'm going to add this bit of acetate behind it, and then I can cut around there. And I'm kind of angling my scissors a little bit so that it's cutting just slightly under the topper. So then I'm going to add some shaker foam underneath, and the shaker foam needs to go around the outside of the aperture, and it also needs to be kind of sealed, so you need to make sure it's stuck down really nicely all the way round, and then you also want to make sure that the ends join up nicely as well. So you can see I'm just cutting that like that, and then I can make sure that those ends join up nicely as well. So then I'm going to use this Snow Day mix from Little Things by Lucy's Cards. I'm going to pop that on there, and then I'm just going to take the backing off of this, and I'm going to stick that over the top. And we've got this little shaker tag. So then all I'm going to do is punch a hole in the top. Make sure you go through an area where it's not going to go through your shaker foam. And then I'm going to add in some ribbon. So we've got this cute little shaker tag. And then finally I've got another 4" by 2" tag. And then I'm going to punch the top. So then I'm going to lay out my pieces so I know where I want them. Because with this one I want to layer some of the ephemera pieces up. I feel as though I'm happy with that. So I'm going to take these pieces off because I want to glue these leaves on. And then I'm going to pop foam pads behind the other pieces. I'm going to pop the foam pads onto here rather than onto the sentiment, just so that I know that they're not hanging off the end. And then all that's left to do is to add on the ribbon. And then we've got this really cute tag. So there are all 5 of today's tags. I really hope you enjoyed making them with me. Let me know which one's your favourite in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future videos. If you press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will also notify you when I've got new videos available. All of the products that I've used to create today's tags are listed in the description below, and there's also a link there to my blog where you can find a picture supply list if that helps you find what you're looking for. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.